Welcome guys, as we just pan through the epic corridors of our previously built castle, you can see what we're going to do in this episode upcoming, but before that just happens and before this episode begins, I'd just like to say thanks. Thanks to all the people who watch these videos and anyone who commented, praising my work, even constructive criticism. I haven't had any yet, but all of it be appreciated. Just the fact that people are enjoying our work and like to watch it, just the people who've subscribed and all sorts, the fact that just what me and Josh are doing on this channel has become worthwhile, and even the 30 people who have subscribed, it's an honor to me that people actually enjoy our work. So just now, after just that quick thank you message, you can see what we're going to build in this episode, and this in a few seconds this episode is in fact going to begin, so enjoy. Here we go guys, what we're going to open with today is in fact the original terrain our castle was built on. I felt you could show this because what we're actually going to show in a moment is the template of what we're going to build in the next few episodes, as well as what we've previously built. So in a minute, a smooth transition will show this. As you can see here now, we've got what we've previously built, the keep and the main entrance, and where we're going to build on today in the next few episodes. Just going to do a quick pan through now, actually now down on the ground. You can see what we've built, this heroic epic entrance with the huge parallel bridges and this imposing keep holding out our castle. We're going to move on today and we're going to build these corridors and gardens. It's maybe not something that's less epic than the rest of the castle, but it's something that's like, it's going to look good, and it's definitely something to watch. So without further ado, here we go. We're going to build here, we're just building our thick walls. These walls either side will allow us to make much narrower corridors instead of the big wide ones. This will just look better for a castle. So now those walls are filled in, we're simply just going to add these double stone slab floors. This it's just going to be used throughout the castle, basically, where in places where hundreds of people will be walking throughout our castle, we don't need like carpets and stuff. Carpets are going to be left for the king's quarters, which will actually be built in the next few episodes. Simply again just using stairs. This is anything you'd expect from a castle, really. Stone stairs. That's where like the massive people are going to walk. Here you can see this is going to be hollow beneath these stairs, so I'm actually going to put a torch in quickly, because that would be basically a mob spawn if you didn't. Although they wouldn't be able to get out, just the noise of spiders and zombies in there would annoy me and frustrate me. We're just going to destroy these stone bricks here and create these stone slab pillars, because these in a minute you'll see will suit our corridors much more. We're just going to create one high layer of stone bricks. This will allow the corridors to be raised up and mean the windows won't be directly on the ground. These stone bricks will hold them like one level up. It's kind of hard to describe what I'm on about, but you'll see in a moment. As you can see, using the primary route, like, I don't know what the word is, like the technique I've used throughout this build to create roofs. Basically, I'm just using these stone bricks. These will allow us to create like the triangle shape seen in previous episodes, and then use these stone stairs to create the slated medieval look that's like commonly used, but it's obviously the best way to create a roof. Now with the updates to Minecraft, stairs, they like fluidly connect together. So as you can see in a few moments, when I do go on to build these stone stairs like slated roofs, you'll notice that the stairs like seamlessly connect roof to roof. So corridors and keep, as you can see, you can just do it here. The corridor and keep will all look like one, like it's all interconnected, and it's supposed to be how it is. So I'm just going to build this half of the roof. You don't need to see me do the second half. It'll just be the same thing twice. So as you can see, I'll just pan over here. It'll start miserably raining. Like a god, I'll just get rid of the rain, and this second half just appears like magic. Just going to create a slab layer on top of the roof. This will mean the windows don't go straight into the slate roof. It just looks more structurally sound with like a barrier at the top. Now we're going to create the vertical posts out these slabs as well. Contrast with these two stone greys you can see again is very important, just to make sure the castle looks interesting. These are going to be like, these are repeated every 2 squares, as you can see, because in the between them, you will have seen in the opening, is we're actually going to include the windows there. So just as I just build these, you don't see, again like we did with the roof, you don't need to see it twice. So as if by magic, the second half will appear, and we're just going to place in the windows so you can see, for example, what I mean. I'm only going to do 2 lines of windows, because just like the walls and the roof, you don't need to see all this repeated over and over and over again for just like effort's sake. You'll just like as if by magic again. You'll just see, look, it all appears and it all looks great. We're just going to actually create these stairs again, use them again, as we did on the entrance. You may have seen it like in I think the second or maybe third episode. We actually use these stone stairs as if supports, because it just makes the castle look more structurally sound again. I believe now we're just going to delete this excess roof, because we actually are going to have a different roof design over the gardens. You'll see what I mean in a few moments. So just deleting this excess roof is kind of important. As you see, these gardens are quite big. They're just going to hold a few trees and stuff, and what we are now just doing is building the template of this new roof. With templates, it's kind of hard to see what I'm talking about. Like, what I see in my head is obviously not what you're seeing currently. That'll be at the end of the video. So what we're slowly doing here is just building up these this new design for a, like, it's going to be a walkway around the gardens basically, and it has to be roofed, because say it's raining, no one's going to walk through the rain, are they? So this walkway around the gardens will make it easier and like mean people don't get wet. So we're just obviously building this. What we're going to move on to now is building the a base actually for this stone. So it's raised up basically this walkway, so you look over the gardens as you walk on. This is obviously footage is all sped up, so you don't have to watch it all in real time, because it took me like way into like an hour to build all this. So to save you time and effort, we're literally just speeding through these this base of the new wall. This wall, as you can see, is surrounding the entire gardens, just so anyone walking along it can look down upon the gardens. Just there's not much to say about me creating these walls. I am literally creating walls. I don't know what else would be expected of me, but as you can see, ×4 now I believe, just to make sure this process is doubly quick. You can just see me head bobbing as I place all this down at like high speed. Actually deleting here this gap, because that's where the walkway is going to carry on. So as you see me, I build the wall and delete gaps where walkways will carry on. You see me do it again here and again here. We just like keep that gap there, and lastly we keep another gap here for a final like veer off this walkway. So as we just increase and build this, I believe what we're going to move on to next, as you can see, it's floating at the minute. So we're going to actually just here, we just finish that off and make sure all touches the ground and looks structurally able. What we're going to move on to now is just laying out where the stone struts are going to go. So you just see me place them, and now we're just going to, as we did with the supports, we're just going to finish off the template of the roof, ready for me to build off later. Just setting the time to 12 so you get complete daylight, because at the minute without torches this place will become incredibly dark without the shaders. So just making sure it stays light time as commonly as often means that you can get the best viewing experience. I do hope people enjoy this Let's Build, because I especially, it may be an effort, it may take hours and hours of time to build and stuff, but I do, it's my favourite thing to do in Minecraft, is actually just build. Obviously survival is obviously a big part of Minecraft, but Josh is focusing on that in Feed the Beast, and survival isn't really my thing. Mate, it's just creating epic structures. So after the castle, expect many more to come. As you can see, I'm just creating these stone struts here. I believe I won't show you me building all of these, because this would literally take absolutely ages for me to record and watch. So we're just going to build like most of these just for example's sake, and if you do want to replicate something like this, which I hope people do, I hope people get their own ideas from this Let's Build. You know how to do it, it's just that I don't have to show you me making it all. I do fill in that gap there, which I'll later delete just for Pete's sake. See, as you can see, I just later delete it. This is when I get the idea. I just sit here and as magic it just appears. So as you can see, that's the design we're going for, and now we're just going to create some stairs so you can actually access this this walkway from the main stairwell. I do have a few little design flaws when I'm building this at first, so you'll see me, I build this version of it and then have stairs coming back down to me. You'll see in a moment the double stone slabs. The stone slabs, sorry, they're not doubled, but the design I make there is, I'm not fond of it, so what I do is I delete this and just quickly recreate a new design. This is obviously replicated on either side to make sure symmetry is kept, and we speed up as we quickly just splash all this this floor in. As you can see, there is a big dark gap beneath this floor, and that's off camera. I'll just make sure that's all lit up so like you don't have zombies and creepers and all sorts of like unlikables walking around there. As you can see, just creating this slab floor just very quickly at high speeds to save you time. Finish that now. That was a poor cutting by Movie Maker there. It was not my fault, and as you can see, we only need the one stair here. looks very impressive. And I believe we're going to move on to now is the garden, this like path through it. So as you can see, I'm just going to delete all this grass here. What we're actually going to do is, as you can see, there's one of the torches I lit off camera. What we're going to do here is we're going to use these stones, we're going to get rid of these stone bricks either side as well, and we're going to replace them with stone stairs. This will just make an in-groove into the ground. You'll see what I mean in a moment. What we get is a this like, yeah, as you can see, these stone steps creating this like downward groove, and then we're going to build this double the double stone slabs like there. You'll see what I mean in a moment. It's hard to describe, but we just delete this, and there we go. We place the stone slabs here, and it just makes it lower. So it's just a quick little design like element of the grounds, just having the stairs down here instead of just being level with the grass. I just felt it just looked quite good, doesn't it, really? So as you can see, just placing these in again. Obviously we have to change the stairs here briefly due to the newly decreased size of the like height of the ground. So just finishing off this floor here. Oh, this is basically the boring stuff. I'm sorry about this, but it has to be done. So as you can see, that's finished now, and what we're going to move on to now, I believe, is the roof. So we're going to increase the size of this just by 1 block so I can build the roof off it. So as you can see, this is much like the rest of it. It'll be sped up at incredibly high speeds, and we'll just build this this new 1 level high roof. We're then going to have a point on it created by double stone stairs, and with stone stairs, and afterwards with stone stairs again create some little after effects that just overall finish the quality of this roof. I managed to keep this episode back down to 15 minutes again, which is something I'm fond of and especially want to do, because I think any longer than 15 minutes and audiences will get bored. So overall, this has been cut down as well to make sure it's only 15 minutes. As you can see now, creating the pointed effect to the roof. I'll only do half of the roof, so you don't need to, again, like, you don't need to watch it twice. So I'll do half the roof, and then the rest of the half will just appear. Slowly sped up again. I would have sped this up more, but Movie Maker kept cutting out half of it because it's just a horrible piece of software to use. But now, as you can see, the second half is complete and we have the pointed roof. Now, as you can see, wherever there's the pillars, the vertical pillars, we're adding these stone stairs, as this will actually create I did make a mistake up there and I didn't notice until later, but just ignore that please if you did notice it. Just adds a little more effect to the overall roof, and it creates an incredibly good effect, and I'm pleased with how it appeared. Again, like everything else, if it's the same thing like twice, literally I'll just do it once. You don't need to see it twice. So in a moment you'll just see the rest of this little detail appear on the inside as well, as if by magic. So I'm just repairing this problem here now. There we go, everything's sorted, just adding the final little details, anything I may have missed. And overall, it is now finished. The inside will just appear, and there we go, it's finished. Let's quickly add in here, I sped this up to making sure torches, to make sure at night time this area is lit up. I did just want them high up like this, so they will be out of view, but this meant they didn't light up the floor too well, so I did have to make them again 5 up from the ground. 5 just means they are kind of out of view, and like, they're just not in the way really. I did have a few like height problems, so as you can see I'm just deleting and replacing them, but this is sped up at such a high speed it won't take up too much time. As you can see, and these are quickly also placed down inside here. This is again sped up. This will only take about 10 seconds possibly to place all these torches, so that the castle is overall really lit. At the very beginning of the opening, you may have seen that we did have about there's about 4 or 5 corridors built, big corridors, and I'm not going to build them all on camera. You'll see what I mean at the end. I'm doing a quick time lapse. So just what I'm going to try to do is set the time to night so you can see the lights there, but I was struggling for some reason. The sunset would just not pass. I tried every single time, it did not work. What we're going to place in here now is actually the trees, that I'm just making sure they're like evenly spaced from the walls and each other. And what we're going to do here is this little effect here, creating this will mean the trunks of the trees are too high. This will allow for make sure every single tree is roughly the same size. So as you can see, this tree grew large due to this little addition I added, just replacing the leaves I just destroyed. And now the second tree again will be just equally as high, and the third one as well. This just a little effect works so well with using those, and it just ensures that if you ever do want to build big trees, that's how you do it. I do I light them up, the base of them, with glowstone, just like for decorative purposes, but I am actually off camera going to edit this and put the glowstone 1 deep into the ground so you can't see them. Well, again, it's very common that a keep off the grass sign is very popular in places like this, so I'm just going to create this fence here. I'm not sure if I'm keen on this fence, if I'm honest, so this, in the next episode you might see that this has been deleted. Little creeper there, appreciating my build as always, and just actually finishing off here. So just panning out here, as you can see the gardens are now finally complete, as well as that corridor. So what we're going to move on to now is we're coming to the end of the video, and you'll see what I'll explain what's going to happen next. You're just going to see a quick time lapse here of the rest of the castle being built. So here you can see the floors have been built of the next corridors in the exact same style as the previous one, so you don't need to see it all again. Now the right hand side corridor away from the keep's been built, and finally it has all been finished. It has been an honour that you've got this far into my video, and thanks for watching, and don't forget to comment, like and subscribe. Goodbye.
4, 3, 2, 1, ready.